with 6 News This Morning.
Good morning, Mid-Michigan. Thank you for waking up with us. It's Sunday, January 16th. I'm Michael Thomas. The time now is 8 o'clock, and we're here for you with this morning's top stories. The president of the University of Michigan has been fired after allegedly having an inappropriate relationship with another employee. The school's Board of Regents made the announcement last night, saying that the president, Mark Schleschel, has been removed effective immediately. Now, according to the university's board, it received an anonymous tip about an inappropriate relationship last month. And officials say during their investigation, they found that Dr. Schleschel has used the university's email to communicate with his subordinate. Now, what the board is calling and saying, quote, a manner of inconsistent with the dignity and reputation of the university. For now, the former university president, Mary Suman Coleman, will be stepping in as the interim president as the board continues to try to find a new president by summer. And new this morning, tennis star Novak Djokovic is officially out at the Australian Open. The 2021 title winner and 20-time major champion won't have a chance to defend his title after a court dismissed his appeal against a deportation order. Now, the 34-year-old has been at the center of a controversy after receiving a medical exemption to compete in the tournament unvaccinated. Immigration Minister Alex Hawke canceled the tennis star's visa, followed by a 3 federal court judge upholding that decision on grounds of the best for public interest. As of the last hour, Novak has left Australia, and the deportation in Australia does also consist of a 3-year ban after leaving. Now, it was a terrifying scene just outside of Fort Worth, Texas yesterday, where hostages were taken at a Texas synagogue. As of late last night, everyone has been released, and according to law enforcement, at least 4 people were being held, with one being a rabbi. CBS correspondent Deborah Alfarone is here for you now with the latest.
Police were first called to the synagogue around 11 a.m. in Colleyville, northeast of Fort Worth, Texas, just as Sabbath prayers were being held in person and streamed live. Officials said a man took several hostages, possibly including the synagogue's rabbi. On the live stream, the man can be heard saying he was the brother of a convicted terrorist who's being held in a federal prison in Texas. SWAT teams and FBI agents have been on the scene throughout the day. The rabbi has been known to reach out to those of the Islamic faith.
He has been to all our religious festivals, and we have been to the synagogue on their religious festivals.
Members of the local Muslim community came out to express support for the synagogue congregation.
To say our Jewish brother that we are behind them and we full support them and against this, condemn this act.
White House Press Secretary Jen Psaki tweeted Saturday evening that President Biden was briefed throughout the day by senior officials. Deborah Alfarone, CBS News.
Now, one of the hostages at the synagogue is believed to be a Lansing native, Charlie Citron Walker. Now, according to the synagogue's website, he graduated from the University of Michigan back in 1998 and served in congressions across Michigan, Ohio, and Florida. Now, tomorrow, Mid-Michigan's Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Commission will be hosting its MLK Day of Celebration right here on WLNS. Now, the Commission of Mid-Michigan is remembering the 65th anniversary of the Little Rock crisis and will welcome 4 of the Little Rock 9. Now, this historic event mobilized a nation, ensuring access to a quality education, and organizers say they hope that young people today are inspired by their stories and can learn the history.
When the entire world was watching, think about that. And so I just hope that teenagers and anybody else, frankly, who's watching, understand that they can make a difference in this world.
Now, Little Rock 9 volunteered in 1957 to disintegrate one of the nation's largest all-white high schools. Now, testing the strength of the 1954 unanimous Supreme Court ruling, Brown versus the Board of Education, which declared segregation in public schools as unconstitutional. Now, if you'd like to hear what they have to say and their stories, we'll be honoring the life of Dr. King. You can watch the celebration here at WLNS tomorrow night from 7 to 8 o'clock. And across the state, Habitat for Humanity of Michigan has received $2 million in federal grant money to help address repair needs for 160 low-income families. Now, according to the nonprofit, the funding is coming from the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development's Health Homes Production Program. Now, the grant is a 50% increase from the current repair program, which will allow them to be training and resources to build affiliates that are for women and minority-owned businesses. Now, the grant is a part of more than $100 million being awarded from the HUD and will go to 60 nonprofits across 29 states, saving children and family from housing issues. And students across more than 36 Michigan high schools are participating in a traffic safety campaign, striving for safer driving. Now, this is the 11th year of the program with the goal of reducing accidents by encouraging dialogue about safe driving courses. Each school receives $1,000 from a partnership between Ford and the Michigan Office of Highway Safety. Planning in addition, now students will be creating a campaign to help teach their classmates about the topics like speeding and seatbelt use, while also talking about impaired driving and distracted driving.
Storm Tracker 6. This is Weather on the Sixes, sponsored by Auto Owners Insurance. Simple human sense.
It is a very